Elisha Finney, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer at Varian Medical Systems in Palo Alto, California, is one of the most successful female executives in the country. And this 1983 Terry graduate works for a life-saving Fortune 500 company with a proud heritage. Founded in 1948 as one of the first high-tech companies in Silicon Valley, former parent company Varian Associates was a pioneer in electron and X-ray technologies, including external beam radiation therapy machines for the treatment of cancer. Its founding product, the Klystron, is still an industry standard for generating, amplifying, and defining signals for TV broadcasts, satellite communications, and radar. Now a separate entity with revenues in excess of $3 billion, Varian Medical Systems has become the world leader in integrated radiation therapy systems and a premier independent supplier of components for X-ray imaging. "I love our mission to focus on saving lives," says Elisha. "Radiation therapy is currently used in 60% of all cancer patients in the U.S., and Varian is working with hospitals like Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York City to precisely focus radiation to destroy cancer cells while preserving surrounding healthy tissue." Varian Medical Systems has installed 7,300 cancer treatment machines around the world, and the company is slated to supply equipment and software for an Emory University proton center that is currently under construction in Atlanta. Varian's ProBeam system, including a superconducting cyclotron and 3-story gantries for treatment delivery, is designed for fast, precise treatment for cancer patients who need specialized care. As she was making her way up the corporate ladder at Varian, Elisha's boss suggested that an MBA would be important to her future. She took his advice, enrolled at nearby Golden Gate University, maintained a perfect 4.0 GPA during her master's program, and was named Finance Student of the Year. And when opportunity knocked, she was ready. It was 1998. I had been treasurer of Varian Associates for about 6 months, and I was getting ready for a business trip to Spain, Elisha recalls. My bags were packed when the CFO at that time walked into my office, closed the door, and told me I should cancel the trip to Spain because something big was happening at the company. A huge corporate shakeup was about to take place, and Elisha was asked to serve as Chief Financial Officer of the newly configured Varian Medical Systems. I didn't think I was ready to be a CFO, but I was told to get ready, and it was the best advice I ever got, says Elisha. In the ensuing years, Varian Medical has increased revenues 5-fold and increased earnings at an average annual growth rate of 20%. If you'd known Elisha at Tucker High School in suburban Atlanta, where she was both a cheerleader and, as she recalls proudly, the typing queen of the school, 120 words a minute, and I can still do it, you would have bet on her being a success in life. But at what, she wondered. "My mother was a church secretary, and my father owned a used car business, which my brother Todd runs today," says Elisha. "But I was never bitten by the car bug." In search of an elective at UGA, she signed up for an introductory risk management course at Terry. After 1 week in Professor E.J. Leverett's class, Elisha said, "This is it for me." She pledged Zeta Tau Alpha, did a summer internship at Lloyd's of London, and graduated from Terry with honors. Her first job after college was a risk manager position at S-Mark, which later became Beatrice Foods in Chicago, where she met coworker Bob Finney, who had also been at Terry getting his undergraduate and MBA degrees when Elisha was in school. But Bob was older than Elisha, and they had never met until that fateful day in the Windy City. "Bob was really preppy in college, and I was a disco queen, so we wouldn't have impressed each other back then," says Elisha. "Although I now tell young women, if a guy in plaid pants asks you out, say yes, you just might marry him." After 3 long winters in Chicago, my southern skin was never going to adjust, says Elisha. She and Bob moved to the Bay Area, where she spent 2 years as a risk manager at the Fox Group. Bob is now retired from Agilent Technologies, and he and Elisha have 2 sons, Evan, a varsity soccer player at Penn State, and his younger brother Clint, who is graduating from high school this year. Bob and Elisha are also the proud owners of Finney Ranch, which produces Cabernet grapes that the Finneys sell to the Kenwood Winery, as well as olives that the Finneys press and bottle and give to friends. Despite a demanding travel schedule, Elisha supervises 400 Varian employees in 40 different countries. She made it a point to sit down to dinner with her family as often as possible when the boys were growing up. Dick Levy, who was CEO at Varian Medical Systems when Elisha became CFO, says, "There's more to Elisha's success than her extreme intelligence and strong work ethic. She has also succeeded because of her mix of humor, her appreciation for others, and her humility." Elisha's sense of humor was evident at a recent Terry Leadership Speaker Series lecture, where she talked about the challenges of being a working mother. "When I had my first child," said Elisha, "I got promoted to assistant treasurer. When I had my second child, I was promoted to treasurer. It seemed like every time I got a promotion, I had a child. So when I was named CFO, I went home and took a pregnancy test." Elisha was named Alumni of the Year in 2005 by Terry's Risk Management and Insurance Department. She has provided generous financial support to the college, and she currently serves as a member of the Terry Dean's Advisory Council and as a co-chair of the Building Terry campaign for Northern California. In his nomination letter, Elisha's Building Terry co-chair Pete Adams, president of Noah Precision LLC, said, "On any given day, Elisha Finney is engaging new alumni in the Bay Area, lunching with them in Silicon Valley, taking them on a tour of Google headquarters, hosting Building Terry donors in her home, and mentoring and hiring Terry students and graduates." Elisha has been a champion for women at Varian. When she started at the company in 1988, there was only one senior-level female employee. Today, Varian's senior staff is 40% female, and they have widely different educational backgrounds. 80% of Fortune 500 companies' CFOs are Ivy League educated, says Elisha. "I'm not, and I wouldn't trade my Terry College degree for any Ivy League degree. I'm proud of where I'm from." The Terry College is proud to present the 2015 Distinguished Alumni Award to Elisha Finney.